morning.
Morning. How are you?
It's afternoon here in Serbia.
Yeah, good afternoon for you guys.
Yes, it's cloudy and rainy and it's cold.
Oh, that's no good.
What's the weather like in Miami? You're in Miami, right?
In Bimini, in the Bahamas. So it's about 50 miles from Miami. So, yeah, we're actually getting a little weather as well. So, yeah, so it's not super sunny.
It's nice. Okay, would you like me to introduce you or would you like to introduce yourself?
I can introduce myself and then we can jump right into, I know you guys have a lot of questions, so we can get right into it.
Yes. Here with me today are 10 or 12 students. I hope you can see them.
Yeah.
The camera. They are supposed to have some other classes, but I asked their teachers to let them do this interview because it's the only, it was the time that matched for you and for us. Okay, so go ahead. This is Jillian, the girl I told you about.
Okay. Hi guys, how are you?
Hi.
Good. All right. Well, my name is Jillian, and I'm actually a marine biologist. So I actually do a lot of work with different marine life, but I'm specialized in sharks, actually. So most of my work has been done with sharks. So sometimes it means we'll catch sharks and we'll get some information. So when you go to the doctor, they take your weight, maybe they measure how tall you are. Sometimes you have to have blood taken. It's not my favorite thing, but sometimes you have to have it done. And so we'll take blood from the sharks. And we do a lot of just trying to understand what these animals do, where they go. But I decided that I really like cameras and taking photographs. So I don't do as much of the science anymore as I do taking photos and videos of all different animals in the ocean. Now, has anyone there ever watched a show on TV that had animals in the ocean? Anyone seen a show on TV like that?
Yes, National Geographic, Discovery Channel. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we have to take some special equipment in. So I have some special cameras, because obviously I can't take my regular camera in the water. So if you see this is actually, can you guys see that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a really big camera housing, all right, and that keeps my camera safe. Now sometimes we use really small cameras, like this little one. Has anyone seen the GoPro? Probably some of you have, maybe?
No.
It's small. Okay, so you can see it's smaller than my hand. And then this one's quite a bit larger, and this is just a picture because mine's actually being used right now. So, and we do all sorts of stuff from filming. Let me find you guys some pictures. So sometimes film really big sharks. Alright, that's a really big tiger shark. And sometimes we film hammerheads. And if we're lucky, the shark will smile for the camera. Alright, now that shark looks cute, right? Kind of cute?
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't really look scary. Alright, and then sometimes dolphins.
Dolphins. They are my favorite.
Cool. Yeah, they're really beautiful. Okay? Have to wear really big fins and then sometimes with a lot of sharks.
Wow.
And sometimes, this is tagging a really big shark. Okay. And then we'll measure it. So that's measuring the big shark. You can see it's the size of the boat and the size of the shark. Alright, and let's see what else we got here so I can show you guys. And sometimes the sharks come right up to the camera. And let's see what else. This is just diving with another kind of shark. This is just a big reef shark. As you can see, that's a Caribbean reef shark. And I think, and then sometimes this is a really little shark. That's a baby shark. That's a baby reef shark. All right, so there's a lot of different stuff with this special equipment equipment. Now, sometimes we scuba dive, sometimes we snorkel. Now, the scuba equipment means that we wear an air tank on our back so we can breathe underwater. And snorkeling, if anyone there has ever swam in a swimming pool with goggles, maybe, it's similar to that. Sometimes we just use that. Now, that's pretty much my kind of day varies. Now, I know you guys have some questions for me, so before I go into too much more, you guys want to ask me questions, then we can kind of talk about some of the other stuff.
Yes, we have the question. I'm going downstairs.
Hello, my name is Anya. What high school, college, university? University.
Did you finish?
Yeah, I graduated, so I did high school, and I did university, and I graduated with a degree in actually animal behavior, but a focus on animals that were in the ocean. So I went through 4 years of college, 4 years of university, and studied all sorts of animals, and their biology, and chemistry, and all of that stuff. And then I started kind of doing more of the shark research, but I always focused myself on sharks.
Okay, thanks. Hi, I'm Jelena, and my question is that how many hours a day do you work?
It depends. It depends on what we're doing. It's not a normal, like, kind of 9 to 5, or you go to the school day every day at the same time, sort of when you start. It can range, so sometimes it's really early in the morning. It might be 4 or 5 in the morning to get up and get everything ready, to get on a boat, or sometimes it might be in the middle of the night if something's happening. Sometimes if we're filming sharks and the science is happening at night, because a lot of sharks are active at night, it might be 3 o'clock in the morning. So it just depends. So some days it might be 1 or 2 hours, and then some days it might be 16 or 17 hours. So it just depends on what I'm doing and where I'm working, and sort of, so there's quite a wide range of times, which keeps it really exciting.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Christina. My question is, what is your typical day at work like?
Well, my typical day, if I'm home in the Bahamas where I live, we usually have a plan. If the weather's nice, our work is very weather dependent, so if it's rainy and windy out, we don't do a lot of filming because it's difficult and it doesn't look as nice. You want it to be pretty and sunny and look nice. So we'll usually get our gear ready in the morning, and maybe head out, maybe sometimes 7 o'clock in the morning, anywhere up to maybe 9 or 10, and then we'll go out to the particular site. So if we're going to dive with lemon sharks, we'll go out to that particular site, and sometimes we have to bait the sharks, which means you put a lot of fish guts and blood in the water, because you have to get the sharks interested. They're not interested in people at all. So we have to give them a treat to kind of bribe them to come in to get them interested. So think of your favorite snack, okay? So it's kind of their favorite snack. And we put that in the water, and sometimes the sharks will show right up, and sometimes we have to wait 6 or 7 hours for sharks to show up. It just depends. And so then we'll do our filming. If we're working with a film crew, sometimes we'll do interviews with people, but it's mostly filming the sharks, and then we will film and dive and sort of spend most of the day in the water, and then get back, usually sometime between 4 and 7, depending on how light it is, to the end of the day before sunset. So yeah, it usually involves being on a boat, being out, and filming some sharks.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah.
Hi.
Did your family support you when you started this job?
Yeah, my parents have actually both been shark diving. They love sharks. So I'm really lucky. I think they were probably a little nervous about me spending so much time in the water and traveling all over. So I was doing a lot of it by myself. So I was traveling all around the world and diving with sharks. So yeah, I think they were a little nervous, but they realized how much I love it and how important it is to me. And now I do it. My husband does the same thing, so I think they like that I'm traveling around and doing a lot of it with somebody else now. But yeah, they're really, really supportive, which makes it great, and it makes it really fun if I can share it with them too.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Christina. My question is, are you afraid something that the sharks will attack you?
No, because sharks get a really bad reputation. We see them, people call them man-eaters or monsters. And one thing that's really important to remember is humans are not on the menu for sharks. Yes, accidents happen, but we are not on the menu. They do not actively seek us down and hunt us as a food. A lot of times they mistake us as something else, a seal, a sea lion, a turtle, something they actually eat. But we don't taste good to sharks. Just like if I took my camera and took a bite, it doesn't taste good and I wouldn't eat it. We don't taste good to sharks. Accidents do happen, but it's usually because they think a person on a surfboard or floating at the surface is something that they eat. They think it's a turtle or a sea lion. So when I'm in the water, I don't worry about that. I've spent thousands of hours in the water with sharks. I've never had a problem. And the thing is, respecting their wild animal. I understand sharks they're very powerful. They have a lot of big teeth. And you have to respect that and know that you're dealing with a wild animal. So we don't try and hug them. We don't go up and grab them in the wild. If we're tagging them, we'll hold on to them to do what we need to do, and then we'll let them go. But we don't go up and try and hug them and get cuddly, because they're not like your pet at home. They're not a dog or a cat that you can kind of cuddle with and curl up with on the couch. They're a wild animal, so you have to have respect for that. And I think as long as you remember that, it keeps you safe, and it also keeps the animal safe.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, my name is Stratina. Do you work in team and how do you divide the tasks?
I didn't get that, sorry, it broke up.
Do you work in team and how do you divide the tasks?
Oh, do I work in deep water?
No, in teams.
Yeah.
No, in teams.
In teams, yes. Sometimes we do work as a team because it's really important, especially when you're diving, to sort of have a dive buddy, okay? Because you're wearing all this equipment, and we're really not meant to be in the ocean, so I've got all this extra equipment I have to wear so I can be down there. So it's really important to have your dive buddy. It's somebody that will be keeping an eye out, maybe watching and pointing out where sharks are if you're trying to film them, because if I'm looking at you guys, I might not see what's over here behind me. So if I have somebody who's pointing that out and helping me, we also have people on the boat that are getting gear ready, that are baiting, so it's usually a lot of people involved. So the team helps us make everything run really smoothly, and it's important because everyone will have a very specific job, and it keeps everybody safe, it keeps the animals safe, and it allows you to do what you need to do. You couldn't do it with just one person.
Hello, my name is Alexa. I have a question. Do you have sometimes a problem with ears?
With my ears?
Yes, when you're diving.
Yeah, sometimes because those muscles, just like any muscle on your body, they have to get used, okay? So if you go to the gym, you guys went to the gym or the fitness center, and all of a sudden you brought the biggest weight in there and you started lifting it, you're going to be sore the next day, right? If you haven't done it a lot, you're going to train these muscles. Well, these muscles have to be trained too. So when you yawn, or if anyone's been on an airplane, when your ears kind of pop a little bit, it's the same thing. So we do a lot of practice, and you just have to use them a lot. So you have to be really careful, but it's something, the more you do it, the easier it is to get your ears adjusted to the depth. But it's as simple as squeezing your nose and blowing out. You can do it sitting right there. If you pinch your nose, close your mouth, and kind of blow out, you can feel your ears pop a little bit. Yeah, so it's as simple as that. But yeah.
Hi, my name is Theodora. What is the best place for filming sharks, and what is the worst place?
I think one of the best places is actually where I live in the Bahamas. We have a lot of sharks, a lot of different types of sharks, and a lot of spots that you can regularly get these sharks in one area, so we kind of know they're going to be there. Anything from lemon sharks, tiger sharks, great hammerheads, and all these beautiful animals that you can see, and even little baby sharks So there's a lot of different sharks, which makes it, that's why I live in the Bahamas, because I can dive with sharks almost every day. But I don't know if there's a worse place. I would say probably parts of maybe Indonesia where the reef has been really damaged. There's been a lot of destruction and a lot of fish have been killed and pollution and environmental damage. So places like that where there aren't a lot of fish aren't really the best places to go dive and see sharks, sadly, because they're, you know, the ocean is so damaged in those areas.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Melita. What are the hardest hazards you face daily on your job?
The weather can be really tough. If the seas are really big and rough, it can be very difficult to work in, or sometimes you can't go out at all because it's too rough for the boat that you're on. There's a lot of heavy gear. That camera I showed you guys, the big one, weighs about 80 pounds. All right, so it's very big. Yeah, it's very big, it's very heavy, so there's a lot of gear to lug. And also, sharks are wild animals, so there's no guarantee they're going to show up. And they don't do what you tell them. They're not like if you have a pet at home that you've trained to sit or stay or do something. They don't do tricks, they don't listen to you, they do what they want, and so they're wild animals. And that goes for turtles, dolphins. They're going to do what they want. So sometimes it's really challenging to get the shot that you're looking for because they're wild animals and they're going to do whatever they want.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, my name is Jovana. Do you have a lot of free time?
I do. Sometimes it just depends. I work, you know, I run my own company and I run a nonprofit, so there's not a lot of free time, but I do, believe it or not, when I have free time, I usually just take my dog for walks on the beach or go swimming in the ocean. I actually really love being in the ocean, and actually, I'll show you guys a cute picture if I can find it here. My dog even really likes sharks. She's a little bigger now, but that's her. She's still got her shark toy. So yeah, so that's in my free time. I'm usually swimming in the ocean because I really love it. I swim in the ocean almost every day, and or just being on the beach and being outside. So just kind of those things. Or I really like going to see a movie. That's kind of something fun that we don't get to do a lot. But yeah, so I think those are my kind of free time things, or reading a book. I like to read books about sharks and things like that too.
Okay, thank you.
Hoće biti malo za porodicu, da li nedostaje što putuje pa...
Hi, my name is Mizia. How your family feels when you're not home because of work?
Well, I don't live near my family at all. My family's actually in Maine, which is the northern tip of the United States. And my husband's family is in England and Scotland. So they're completely on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. So we don't get to see them an awful lot, but they're very supportive. They know that we love what we're doing. They like to come visit us in the Bahamas because it's warm and it's nice beaches. So they're usually pretty excited to come for visits. But I mean, it's hard. We miss our family, but it's a choice that we made to kind of follow our dreams and do what we love. And so we try and get home at least once a year and try to visit with our family. But yeah, it's hard because, being away from your family is difficult. But we're really busy with our work and we love that. And we have a lot of close friends that are pretty much like our family. So, but it's hard.
How decide where you go? Hello, my name is Dorothy. I have one question for you. How you decide and where you go?
How do I decide where to go? Like go film?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Well, it depends. Sometimes a production company for a television channel, I don't know what channels you guys have, but say it's Discovery Channel.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have. Yeah, okay. So sometimes we work for Discovery Discovery Channel, so they may say, I need you to go film dolphins in Australia, and that's where that's a lot of times that's where they'll send you where they want you to go, what they're working on. And then other times, we just film stuff that we want, and we sell it to TV shows and sell it to different networks. So it really just depends. Sometimes we decide, and then other times it's the production company from that TV channel. So, you know, they'll decide where they want you to go and what they want you to film.
Okay, thanks.
You guys have really great questions.
Thank you.
you.
Did you have an accent?
Hi. My question is, did you have an accident?
No, I've not had, I think I've had a scuba tank fall on my toe before and broke my toe. But that's probably the worst thing, a big heavy scuba tank. But no shark accidents and nothing like that. You know, I've been really lucky, but at the same time, I've spent a lot of time with sharks, and they really aren't interested in people, and they're really not an aggressive animal. They're beautiful. You saw that picture of that shark. It looked kind of cute, right? Smiling for the camera. He wasn't trying to bite the camera. He wasn't being aggressive. He was just swimming by. So yeah, only, you know, maybe a scuba tank. I broke my toe with a scuba tank fell on it, but that wasn't even in the water. That was on the boat. So yeah, so that nothing real crazy.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to ask us something? Do you have a question for us?
Do you have a question for us?
Yeah, let me see. Has anyone ever been swimming in the ocean?
No.
Oh, well that's something, okay, what I do with the snorkeling and the scuba diving, that's something that all of you can do. Every single one of you can learn how to snorkel, which is just the mask and the fins, and everyone can learn how to scuba dive. And whether it's a career that you want or just for fun, it's really, really awesome. You see fish and turtles and dolphins and whales, and it's beautiful. Everywhere in the world you can go dive. So I hope it's something that you all get a chance to do. And I want you to remember that it's not that you have to be a scientist or somebody that has a job that does it. It's something anybody can do, and it's really, really fun. I mean, you get to breathe underwater and hang out down there. All right, it's pretty awesome.
Did you know where is Serbia?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Where?
It's over on the other side of Europe.
Možemo se dalje putovati.
Do you guys know where the Bahamas is?
Yes!
Did you travel somewhere near Serbia?
I've never been. I've been over to Europe, but I've only been over to visit my husband's family. I've been to Italy and Greece and France and Spain, but I've never been to Serbia. Should I come visit Serbia?
Yes. There are no oceans, but you can come. We are very interested.
That's okay.
You will be shocked.
I like learning about
You go to
Any more questions? No?
Mi to powiesz nešto.
How old were you when you decided to do this job?
When I started doing this job, I went to college. I started university when I was 18. So I started doing diving and studying that, but I've actually been working. I probably started working at it at 22. So that was 10 years ago. I'm 32 now, so I've been doing it for 10 years.
Favorite shark?
My favorite shark is the great hammerhead by far, because they're actually an endangered species. They're really, really beautiful in the water. I mean, you guys can see it. I showed you that picture already, but so that everyone knows that's the great hammerhead.
Wow.
Yeah. They're just really cool. I mean, they've got these kind of goofy eyes on the side. Their eyes are on the side of their head. They're really big, and they're very rare to actually get to see because they're endangered.
Da pita neko, da li vidim nekada ono kao... Ona kao baš. I da.
Thank you very much. The final question is from me. Since they are 13-year-olds, and next year they will be on the point of deciding about their future career. Did you always know that you wanted to be a marine biologist, or maybe you wanted to be something else, and then during your high school, or how did you decide this is what I want to do in my life?
I have known since I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I didn't know necessarily what it was called, but I knew I wanted to work with animals in the ocean. I think I saw my first shark when I was 8, and I swam with manatees when I was 8, and did a bunch of snorkeling, and I grew up near the ocean and always loved the ocean animals. So I knew from a really young age, and kept, all through school reading about it and learning about them, and then I studied, went into the sciences and focused on science. So yeah, if you have any interest in anything science-based, it doesn't have to necessarily be marine biology, but if you learn biology or focus on that, it's one of the options as a career path that, anybody can do.
Because the whole point of this additional subject that we have is just a final grade about meeting people from different professions and learning about different kinds of jobs. The whole point of this is for them to decide what's best for them, because some of them really are good in maths and are really good in languages, and they don't know what to do, what career to pursue. So when they learn from what is there in the world, I think it can help them decide.
Yeah, definitely. And just because you guys aren't near an ocean doesn't mean you can't do this. I have a lot of friends that grew up in the middle of the United States, nowhere near the ocean, and they work as marine biologists. Okay, so it's something that it doesn't matter where you're from or where you live.
Okay. Any more questions for us?
I'm good. Thank you. If you guys have any others and you want to ask, just email them to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Oh, thanks. I hope we can do this in March, because here with me are the 7th graders, and the 6th graders are studying animals in biology classes. And if you remember, I wanted to, after they learn about sharks, I wanted to give them a chance to ask questions about the sharks.
Yeah, definitely. I love that.
So we'll be in touch about this next Skype.
Okay, great. Well, thank you